more Christmas crafting today. This one's really cute. I got the idea off Pinterest. I didn't actually see this done as a Santa, but I'm going to do mine as a Santa, so it could be Christmas themed. But it's a planter, so it's just a regular little, 4-inch or so clay pot. And I painted probably 3 coats of white on there. Just because I like whenever I do colors on a clay pot, because it's such a dark color, the terracotta is so dark, it's kind of hard to do any light colors over it, so I like to do a nice base of white on there before I do anything else. So this is going to be a planter, and it's going to be a Santa face. And so I have these cool little half circle wood things, and I don't know what I wanted to do with them originally, but they do make nice noses. So that's going to be my nose. And I'm going to kind of figure out where my face is going to be. I'm going to leave a lot of it white for his hair. I'm going to need to use some foam later for a mustache. So I got just a little piece of, white craft foam here. I have a little sketch of what I want him to look like when he's done. So kind of like this. Yeah, the glasses are going to hang off. I'm actually going to use a real pair of glasses, just some cheapy little dollar store glasses. And then he's going to have, the 2 little pieces of the side of his mustache popping off here made of foam. I'll do his face on there. I probably will do this red with maybe something on there, like some pom-poms or something to make it soft and fuzzy. And then, of course, his little lip underneath. And then everywhere else is probably going to be white. I think probably like a little shape like that around where his face is going to be blocked off with some of the peach color. I got my palette here. I can show you what colors I'm going to be using. So darker red for the mouth. This is for the hat, which you're not going to see much of the hat because, you of course, plant some flowers in there. Probably plant some red flowers or something. You could just buy a, already planted flower or something that's already blooming, and you could just stick it in there, something small. You can buy a Home Depot or Walmart and stick it in there if, you don't really want to wait around for it to bloom because you want to see some red flowers up there. Maybe if they, I don't know, do they sell little small pots of poinsettias? Maybe not. Those are usually in the big old pots, but I was thinking poinsettias because they're Christmassy, but you could do any sort of red flower and just stick it in his head there, or you could do artificial. You could put a little block of foam inside and you could do artificial poinsettias. I've got a color for his face. I've got white and blue for his eyes, and I've got a little bit of this darker color, which I'm thinking his nose. I'm going to make it a little bit of like a red nose, sort of maybe a little pinky, and so I've got this color for that. I've got a few pairs of glasses that I got at the dollar store. These are just the cheapy little readers. And so, you have a variety of different types of glasses, see which one you want to use. This is also a really good way to recycle some glasses that you don't use anymore if you have an old pair. And any one of these will look really cute. And so, you just peel the stickers off. And I've got some cutters here to snip the little stems off of there. But before we do, we'll just get everything sketched on there and figure out what his face is going to look like. I'm just kind of tracing on there where his nose is going to be so I have an idea. So that's going to be the nose, and I know I'm going to have the mustache area here. So I'm going to need to figure out if the glasses are right over the nose. I'm going to have to put an eye right here and right here, just to give me a place to sort of fill it all in. Yeah. And it's going to be where his eyes are. Okay. And then somewhere down here, which doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to put his little mustache, but we're going to have his little lip, his open mouth there. All right. And I've got a variety of brushes that I can use to kind of find the size that I want and fill it all in. Look up some cute Santa faces and see what you like. There's a lot of different types of Santas. Some of them are a little realistic, but you can find a lot of cute ones. Look up a Santa sticker, some Santa clip art. That's a good thing to search when you're looking for an idea, something simple that you'd be able to do, on a project like this. Getting the nose started a little bit, just going around, and you can't help but get this all over your fingers. If this was a wooden bead that had a hole in the middle, you'd be able to kind of poke it onto the end of a paintbrush, but we don't have that luxury because this is just a solid piece of wood. And then I think if I wash this up and dry it, I might be able to do like a little bit of the lighter peach right on the top of his nose. So it just kind of looks like he's got a little bit of redness on his nose, but I think that'll look real cute. There we go. That's good for his nose. And then we'll just set that aside and let it dry, and then kind of figure out about the rest of his face. I think I'll use a smaller brush for that, but I'm going to come in with this color and just kind of give him a lip right there. If you wanted to, you can kind of go over all these with a paint pen or a Sharpie later with a nice dark color so you can see the outline on everything, which I might do. I haven't decided yet. It's okay to go over the area where the nose is because that's going to be glued on. I have the glue gun heating up right now, so I'm ready for that. Just kind of a little trapezoid shape here around where his face might be. Definitely tell this is going to need at least 2 coats, maybe 3. So we probably want to blow dry this in between and then come back to it. Make sure that you do it really thin whenever you're doing that, because if you want to do a quick second coat or third coat, you want to make sure that this dries fast, and you don't want a whole bunch of globs of paint that are going to take forever to dry. So smooth it out, you know, by going over it nice and thin with your brush. Get all that extra paint off there. What we could do while we're waiting for the face to dry is go ahead and paint the top part red. I'm thinking if we go and put some pom-poms later along the bottom, then this whole thing can be red here, and it will still have that part that looks like the brim of the hat, so we won't lose that look there. So I'll just go over with this nice kind of a berry red color. And of course, this is probably going to need another coat too, but it's a good thing we have the white underneath it, because our red comes out looking a lot brighter than it would if we didn't. If we were just doing red on terracotta, it would come out with a sort of a brownish tint to it, which is not what we want for a Santa. We want a nice bright red. Now, I feel that a second coat is always a good idea. You just get more solid, more vibrant colors that way, and you can tell a big difference where we've gone over it with that second coat, and already with just one extra coat, it already looks way more solid and a lot better than it did before. Less streaky, less brush strokes, so I like the look of it with the second coat. It just kind of takes it just a little bit of extra time, but that extra time makes all the difference. Got to fill in the mouth with this dark red. It might need another coat. I'm just going to go carefully around here. And actually, if I go out of the lines on the top, it'd be okay, because I'm going to put the mustache there made out of foam. So that might be okay, just like it is. Get in those eyes with some blue. Again, this is kind of a small area, so if you wanted to use a paint pen, that might be a good idea on these little things here. And then you can always outline your eyes with that same Sharpie or paint pen later on. Got to prepare the glasses here, so I just pull the tag off. And then I don't need the stems, so I'm going to use some snippers here to just carefully get those stems off. Maybe bend them a little bit and just make sure that you don't crack the part that you need. There we go. And that way they're ready to glue on. So let's kind of get started. And then I've got the glue gun ready to go, so I will be able to just stick those on. Make sure you get all these little stickers off of there. It's a cute little touch is just a little bit of that darkness there on the lip. And then maybe a little bit under the eyes too. I know I haven't glued the nose on, but just a little bit of that little rosy cheeks or something there. And we might just see a little bit of that once we put the mustache on, but just a little something to dress it up a little bit. I did end up putting 3 coats of red on there. It took a lot. I'm going to draw out the mustache shape with paint marker because I do want the black lines to show. Okay. And then try to mirror that on the other side. There we go. And of course cut them out close to the black line, but I want to see that black line, so I'm just going to kind of go around it like that. Okay, so I know they're going to go kind of right here. I'm going to glue them down. I want them to cover the mouth a little bit, so I'm just going to put a little line of glue kind of right here going across where the mouth area is, but I want them, these little 2 pieces, to stick off a little bit, so I want them to kind of be showing that little rosy cheek, but stick off to the side a little bit. Just like that. All right, we just see a little bit of the mouth poking out there, and then our nose, we know we've got a space for it right there, so we just put a blob of glue right there. Okay, stick our nose in it. Oh, maybe a little bit on the foam would be a good idea too. Here we go. You never have too much. All right, and you know, we did a good job because we haven't even put the eyeglasses on. He already looks like Santa. So here's how he's going to look with those glasses on. I don't know if I should remove these little pieces here that go over the nose. I may just do that real quick. And these dollar store glasses are pretty flimsy, so everything kind of pops off pretty easily. All right, they're going to fit on there nicely. We just need to kind of see where they're resting. and put a little bit of glue right there. So seems like a little bit right here. And then maybe like right on both sides of the nose. So it's got a little something to sit on there. Hopefully that is put in the right place. And then we'll just kind of rest it right in there. Okay, good. Right. Come in with a little more right here. And this guy is just about done. All you really have to do is, if you're gonna, if you're good with plants, you could plant something in his head, but of course it's gonna take a little while for those to bloom and for you to see the flowers growing. But if you want to use some silk flowers, you could definitely do that. Do a little arrangement in his head, something maybe with red and white, something with some Christmas colors. Kind of getting all these hot glue strings off of his nose here. But this was a pretty quick and easy one, and I think this would look super cute if you did a little Mrs. Claus too to go with Santa. But I really like this craft a lot, and I love what we did with his little mustache and give him that little lip hanging down there. Is super cute.